Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. Welcome to us on this Monday morning. Having a good time. We're kicking this morning off the right way.
Indeed. What she said. Yeah, we're having a good time. We were trying to keep it light and get your week off on a good note. And yes, we've been on the air for 4 hours now, so we're slightly delirious.
Yeah, we're making it through, especially outside when you look out.
Can't wait to get out there about an hour from now. When we're done here, we'll get out there and get maybe a little vitamin D out there with some cloud coverage, but live cam giving you that right there. And Justin is here after yet another little round of rain for some people yesterday on Father's Day.
Yes, right in the evening hours. It was actually quite beautiful. And by the way, I just went outside myself because it is so cold in this building. Defrosted a little bit. I feel much better and got some of that vitamin D. But yesterday, those clouds were dark. We had some storms move through. Some places picked up over an inch of rain. So we just continue to add to our very robust total for the month of June. Satellite and radar picture right now shows we do have some storms down there. Corpus Christi, not much here in San Antonio other than just some of those morning clouds. And those are already starting to break up. Did want to pass along the pollen count. I know this is important to a lot of people. Yesterday, the molds were at 13,000. Today, they're still high, but much, much better, 1,720. They should continue to come down. Forecast for today, 86 noontime. We're up around 94 this afternoon. Heat index will be 100 plus. There is a small chance for a shower or storm, but in general, our rain chances are low next couple days. We do bring some rain chances back, though, by the end of the work week. We'll explain coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, taking a look outside on the roads, and again, it's been pretty quiet. Devin has been handling the traffic for us this morning, and we were just keeping tabs on everything. There were really no major accidents to report as all, so report at all, rather. So we're just kind of cycling through some of the cameras there, and you can see so far 1604 at Medio Creek there. Again, no big construction. That's the stall vehicle that's actually been there for a number of hours now. We've been keeping tabs on all of that. So far, so good on this Monday morning. We'll continue to keep an eye on everything for you and have another traffic update for you in just a little bit. Meanwhile, the death toll from the severe flooding we got late last week is now standing at 13 lives lost. Emergency crews continue to assess the damage and recover from Thursday's torrential rains. The medical examiner's office has now identified 2 more victims, 43-year-old Derwin Anderson, found near Callahan and Highway 90, and 41-year-old Rose Ann Cobb, located in the Wurzbach Parkway area. Most of those tragically killed were found in the Perrin Beidel and Loop 410 area.
So sad news right there, but later this week, there will be a vigil honoring those lost in the floods. It's taking place Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the northwest side. Organizers inviting everyone in the community to come out and to pay their respects.
Well, many of us were fortunate to celebrate the fathers who are in our lives over the weekend, but we don't want to forget the ones who are not able to be here anymore.
Zaria Oates shares a new fight a family is going through after their father lost his battle with cancer.
What was supposed to be a day of memories and honoring their loved one.
My father, he passed away in January.
Ended up being a day to clean and reorganize a gravesite that was destroyed.
What we're dealing with is basically disrespect towards my father's grave.
Edward Perez was Angel's dad and Irene's husband. He died of cancer in January. Now, 5 months later, they're dealing with a new set of issues, this time at San Fernando Cemetery 2.
It's not the first time that this happens to his gravesite. This is already the 3rd time.
Tire tracks, items moved, and unkept grass.
This was supposed to be right here.
I reached out to the Archdiocese of San Antonio. Their response reads in part that the Archdiocese, quote, takes very seriously the maintenance and care of Catholic cemeteries, and anyone with concerns or issues regarding the grounds should contact the cemetery office at that particular location. So they did.
They normally brush me off. They normally say, well, we'll look into it.
Did the groundskeepers meet you out there, or did they fix anything? What was the next step from them?
So they did meet us out there. He claimed that he was going to go ahead and fix it. As of today, my brother is here fixing it, laying down fresh grass, fixing the dirt, the soil.
Angel and Irene tell me this isn't the only grave to be destroyed here.
They shouldn't be rolling tractors, leaving tractor marks on people's resting places.
KSAT has covered a similar instance of graves being driven over back in February, The Archdiocese said KSAT was not allowed on the property for Father's Day, so people shared cell phone video of the issues they have at this location, with high hopes for change, but a hurt inside that this is even an issue to begin with.
This is something that it hurts, and it hurts more because they are very disrespectful.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
All right, looking ahead to Wednesday, San Antonio Mayor-elect Gina Ortiz-Jones will be sworn into office. She'll replace Ron Nirenberg after his 8 years in office. He was first elected in 2017 and re-elected to a fourth and final term in 2023.
So the mayor-elect stopped by KSAT to share her excitement and priorities for the city. You can scan the QR code on your screen to watch the full interview. And of course, we're going to be covering that inauguration here at KSAT and KSAT.com.
All right, well, summer's here, and while many of us are planning vacations, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is facing a serious challenge. During the summer break, blood donations tend to decline. And as summer activities increase, so does the likelihood of accidents, making blood donations crucial. Together, KSAT Community and the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center are organizing a blood donor registration phone bank on July 1st.
Representatives from South Texas Blood and Tissue will also be available to answer those questions and register donors. Phone lines will be open from 9 in the morning until 7 at night. We'll have more details about the blood donor registration drive at ksatcommunity.com. Project Men starting a series of collection drives to give the gift of mobility to those in need. Their first Gear Up for Mobility event will be held on Saturday, June 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Donors are encouraged to bring gently used home medical equipment like wheelchairs, rollators, and power scooters to New Braunfels City Hall. All donations will be given to those who need them the most. We have all the information at ksatcommunity.com.
All right, let's get down with our 9 at 9.
In Minnesota, a man accused of shooting 2 state lawmakers and their spouses, killing 2 and wounding 2 others, was taken into custody Sunday near his farm. Vance Belter was spotted on a trail and surrendered without incident to police when they closed in. Officials said that he left anti-Trump No Kings flyers in his car and had a manifesto naming dozens of lawmakers and abortion providers.
The conflict between Iran and Israel continues to escalate. Overnight, Iran launched a new wave of missile attacks on Israel, triggering air raid sirens and reportedly killing at least 4, with dozens more wounded. This marks the 4th day of the open warfare. Iran claims that it fired around 100 missiles, vowing more retaliation for Israel's strikes that have killed over 200 in Iran. In response, Israel says that its jets hit 10 command centers belonging to Iran's elite force in Tehran.
As the conflict between Israel and Iran intensifies, experts say Americans could feel it at the pump. An analyst for Gas Buddy predicts that prices could rise more than 30 cents a gallon by July 4th. That's due to the skyrocketing cost of oil. Some oil infrastructure appears damaged as the two sides exchange strikes. Iran is one of the top oil producers in the world.
Pilots on Southwest jets are going to get some more tech help in the cockpit after some recent close calls. New systems are being installed that can warn pilots about things like being on the wrong runway or taxiway at airports.
Over 82,000 Harley-Davidson motorcycles have been recalled, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. There is a concern that a part on the rear shock preload adjuster may break. As a result, the rear tire may become damaged, and that can lead to a risk of a crash or death. The recall affects certain 2018 to 2024 soft-tail motorcycles.
Health officials want you to think twice before buying one of those brightly colored little bottles often sold at gas stations, convenience stores, and smoke shops. The products are usually marketed as energy shots or cognitive supplements, but actually contain an unapproved drug that can be addictive and carries risk of serious side effects. U.S. Poison Control Centers have reported a steady rise in calls linked to the drug for more than a decade. FDA has sent a warning to health professionals about the magnitude of the underlying danger of these products.
Did you know walking for 1 hour and 40 minutes a day could reduce the risk of chronic lower back pain? Researchers conducted an observational study between 2017 and 2019. The results revealed walking reduced the risk for chronic low back pain by 23%.
If you need help to get some good sleep, we got Anchor's new Soundcore Sleep 830 earbuds. Use active noise cancellation technology to block out the unwanted sounds during sleep. Pre-order starts today. They're expected to be available through Amazon in August.
Taco Bell unveiled its new crispy chicken strips, tacos, and burritos this week. The chicken strips are marinated in a zesty jalapeno buttermilk flavor and fried with crispy tortilla chips. The Mexican fast food chain is also putting out new spicy ranchero and avocado ranch sauces. The menu items will be available nationwide starting tomorrow.
9:07 right now, 78 degrees outside and still ahead on GMSA at 9.
All right, with the recent rain in our area, trash can be seen in our waterways. How one local nonprofit is helping with those cleanup efforts coming up. 9/11 on GMSA at 9. The heavy rain that we saw last week washed trash into our waterways, especially in the areas around the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone.
And as cleanup efforts continue, our Devin Karp shows us how a local nonprofit is helping restore our ecosystem.
What are you doing right now?
Right now we are just getting some of this loose sediment, and we're going to be taking it over in that wheelbarrow all the way to like the erosion spots.
Even though this may not look like the usual trash volunteers like Ismael with River Aid SA pick up across town, the sediment flooded into the Lawrence Creek Preserve after heavy rain needs to go.
But this is the aftermath of 8 inches of rain. So it's probably about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet from the last time I saw it up.
Over on the north side, this is an area meant to help filter stormwater through native plants, rocks, and what's called a bioinfiltration basin, seeping into the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone. But if there's something in the way...
Because what happens if it gets all blocked up and gets stuck?
If it gets all blocked up, this area may flood, and that dirty dirt will be scattered out everywhere, and that's not good for our ecosystem. It's because that stuff is from the roads, it's a storm drain. Yeah. So it has oil, it has car parts, it has chemicals.
Yeah, it's spread it kind of evenly. So you're taking the dirt where it's not supposed to go and you're putting it into a place where it needs. Two birds, one stone?
Yes, sir. Real efficient. Real efficient.
Now the nonprofit is helping to take care of this area far into the future, when it rains and when it doesn't.
It's gratifying, you know, to make a difference, to help out. And even though it's like a small thing, you know, little chips here and there, you know, to, you know, get somewhere at the end, hopefully.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, cleaning up our ecosystems.
Indeed, and that process probably continuing as we speak right here. So we'll get to the weather in a minute, but we want to go across the way
to our friends at SA Live.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Speaking of Mondays, you know, life can be so hectic, right? And so fast-paced.
Oh, yeah, it can.
Trying to get everything done, you know, especially at work or at home. So, you know.
Yes, we want to know, how do you balance life and work? And this does tie into our show today. You got to stay tuned to find out more about that. But we want to get that from our viewers today. You guys, how do you balance when you get home and you get off the clock?
I've just learned that over the past few years, it is so important to just completely disconnect, like keep it kind of separate, like the movie Severance a little bit. Like I will work all day long up until the time that I say, okay, it's Jeff, it's time to dedicate your time to Bo. And then I just cut everything out.
That's good. No, you have to. Yes.
I need to be better at that, but my wife is great at reminding me sometimes when I fall short, so. Especially with the kids at home and everything. So yeah,
it's like a puzzle. I mean, my wife and I, we have to make it work because we have different schedules. But like, I'll cook dinner. We have our nights where I cook dinner, and then I pick up the kids one night. She picks up the kids another night. So it's all about calendaring on your phone.
Yes, and balancing that out. And a plan is always good. Plan is always good.
Yes. Exactly. All right. So we want you to scan that QR code and weigh in, and wait till you see what we've got in the show about this. An expert is going to weigh in.
More
help
tips.
us out. All that and more when SA Live continues. Top of the hour.
I got to check my phone right now to see what's happening at home. All right.
Yeah, I think
seriously.
I think I could probably use some tips.
I absolutely could. So I'm trying to be better, but you know, these devices are so hard to put away sometimes.
They are, and it's I can't withstand a nap. Like a nap's just
gotta have it. Gotta have it.
It's gonna happen. It's on the schedule, so it's all about balance. Okay, let's take a look at a rain gauge. You know, we always love these photos. By the way, my girls gave me a rain gauge for Father's Day. I was very excited about it. It's worked great. I used it last night. But Donna sent this in from Lock Hill, Selma, the Wurzbach area. She got a quick half-inch of rain. That was pretty common yesterday, half-inch to an inch across the city of San Antonio, depending on where you were. But those storms rolled in right around dinner time. And man, it was nice. Brought the temperatures down, and just about everyone picked up some kind of rain. Bulverde, one of the big winners, 1.34 inches there. St. Hedwig, 1.8. Converse, 0.3. Downtown, about 0.9 inches. So the numbers were honestly pretty good. This is on top of what has been already a very busy month rain-wise for us. And speaking of that, an interesting stat for you. 70% of our total rainfall that we've seen so far this year has fallen in the last 3.5 weeks. So basically 3/4 of our total, which is 13.13 inches. That is what we've seen in the last 3 weeks. And I believe we're up to around 18 inches total. So just give you some perspective there. It really is, it's been quite a stretch for us here in San Antonio, as we know. I think we're going to dry out a little bit next couple days. Today, just a 10% chance of rain. Tuesday, Wednesday, there's not much there. Now, I do think by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will bring some rain chances back in, but they'll be on the low end at 20%. Outside, we've had some morning clouds, 78 degrees at the airport. Temperatures are still warming up despite that. And we do have a southerly breeze at about 5 miles per hour. You combine that flow off the Gulf with all the moisture in the soil, and you get a lot of humidity. A lot of those dew points will stay very high, and that means heat indices are a real issue. So high temperatures today, 94. On the face of it, that's not so bad, but when you look at the heat index, 103 is what it will feel like at that same point. So a lot of places will see heat indices 100 plus. In fact, some places could be 105 plus. This is something we deal with a lot. But just a quick reminder, be careful out there because it's been a while since the dew points have climbed quite that much. We're going to see heat indices right at that level, I'd say next few days, maybe dropping off a little bit Thursday and Friday, but either way, heat index is still going to be up around 100, and it's still going to be warm and humid. Let's look at the upper level flow here. So the reason we got all the rain recently was an area of low pressure, a slow moving one, I might add, that has finally moved out. High pressure starting to nudge in, this ridge of high pressure, rather strong one. And it will be near us or over us through the week, but it does start to move a little bit further north as we get into Friday and the weekend. And that allows for the flow to be east to west. Now, typically in the United States, we get west to east flow most of the time, most of the seasons. But sometimes in the summer, this is the way the atmosphere works in the tropics. This shifts a little bit further north and we get the flow coming in from the east, and that can oftentimes bring little disturbances in and generate a little bit of rain. And I think that's what's going to happen Thursday into Friday. So our forecast for today, 86 noontime, again, 94 is where we end up with just a 10% chance of rain later today and 85 at 9 p.m. The extended forecast will go 96 tomorrow, 95 Wednesday, so pretty warm. And then 20% chance of rain, as we said, Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. Summer officially starts on Friday. Longest day of the year. It's already felt like summer, but officially speaking, we'll see what the rest of June brings to us. It has been a very busy, though, start to the month, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Dustin. Thanks so much, dude. 9:19, we're looking at 78 degrees outside.
All right, more GMSA at 9 coming up here. Don't go away. Hi, welcome back. 9:23. We are 3 days away from Juneteenth, a day celebrating freedom for African Americans, when news of emancipation reached Texas back in 1865. We're nearly 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. Now, the community is already celebrating this past weekend. The San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum work with Juneteenth San Antonio to host a parade and festival on Saturday.
So there's still more happening later on this week, including a Juneteenth golf tournament, a San Antonio Black History bus tour, a trip through San Antonio looking at more than 80 Green Book sites in town, and more celebrations with community churches and neighborhoods. Organizers say that there's a rich history of celebrating the holiday here in town, and they want to grow that legacy bigger and better.
So even being out here today, having the people come out, seeing our elders, people hearing stories, from those seniors that we may be able to carry over to the next generation. I think that's one of the things that we need. We need that visual.
We got a list of all those events on our website at KSAT.com. 9:24, 78 degrees outside and still a lot more to come.
Indeed, including a game changer for San Antonio. RJ sitting down with Peter J. Holt to unpack Project Marvel and a potential new Spurs arena, what it means for this team and potentially for the city, coming up. All right, coming up on 9:28 now to the mass protests against the Trump administration from over the weekend as the president held a military parade in Washington. The protests were almost entirely peaceful.
So unfortunately, in Salt Lake City, a bystander was killed after police say that a gunman opened fire. And in downtown LA, police took action to control the crowds. ABC's Matt Gutman has the story.
That split screen of America on full display this weekend as President Trump held that $45 million military parade in Washington, D.C., marking the U.S. Army's 250th birthday and his 79th.
Every other country celebrates their victories. It's about time America did too.
Down the street, the No Kings protest taking place in direct response. Organizers say about 2,000 similar events were held in all 50 states, overwhelmingly peaceful. They say there were about 5 million participants in all. However, there were pockets of violence. In Salt Lake City, gunfire breaking out. An innocent bystander killed after police officers shot and injured a suspect they say was armed with an AR-15 style rifle and headed towards a crowd.
No one should fear coming to a demonstration, peaceful and lawful demonstration in our city.
And in Los Angeles, rocked by 9 days of protests against the president's immigration crackdown, a crowd of tens of thousands was also peaceful for hours. We were there as it turned, mounted police, in some cases without warning, moving in on protesters. Protesters and reporters sent running.
Behind us, you can see, the mounted police are in a trot. There's that man who just got trapped in between them. He looks like there's another man being trampled.
Those clashes lasting for hours, police accusing protesters of throwing projectiles at them, including their own smoke grenades.
All right. We're looking live right now at 9:30. Of course, looks pretty cool outside. We got little clouds out there, and not too bad though.
Indeed, but again, some people got lucky and got some rain yesterday for Father's Day.
Too much for me.
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, a little bit of a leak issue, but yes, it was nice to see the rain. It came in yesterday evening. I want to show you the authority radar right now. We're not seeing much here around San Antonio, but I'll draw your attention there to the bottom of your screen. We're going to go down to the Corpus Christi area, or just south of there, and they continue to see flooding issues. See, there's a little spin there, a little low, what we call a little meso low, and it's producing just a ton of rain. It's not moving, so there is some flooding issues there. Now that's not on the, it's just right off the interstate there, but be careful if you're traveling south on 37 towards the valley. You may run into some of that. The aquifer here has really responded to all this rain. It comes as no surprise as we saw a ton of rain, but it's up nearly 10 feet to 639.6. That's since Tuesday. So we continue to see the aquifer rise and still going up at last check. So we'll see where we end up a little bit later this afternoon. Coming up, we will look ahead to some more rain chances and talk about where our rainfall compares to previous years. That's coming up here in just a few minutes. Jeff.
Thank you, Justin. Okay, so in case you didn't know this week, 24 San Antonio area pools are now open for the summer season. Most of those locations offer extended evening hours until 8 p.m., with some pools opening for early morning swims as early as 10 a.m. We got Woodlawn Lake Pool has decided and dedicated lap swim sessions for 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. Tuesday through Friday, in addition to regular swim hours. And then there are those free group swim lessons at Aqua Fitness classes available at various locations. Got the pools will stay open until mid-August. And remember, they're all free. Plus, the 7 splash pads that open in March will continue operating from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. through October. For a complete list of those pool addresses, hours, and rules, you can visit KSAT.com and search for things to do.
Okay, well, if you have something to do right now, traffic shouldn't be too much of a problem. And you can see how lush and green everything still is from all that rain we've had recently. Don't see that very often in mid-June, but nonetheless, traffic-wise, everything looking good. The Fine Silver Curve area right there in their downtown, 37 at Military as we kind of Tour the city and take a look. 37 at South Cross there. You can see both directions of 37 looking good there as well. And of course, no more standing water on 35. That's the Lexington camera there. So again, so far so good here as we approach the 10 o'clock hour on a Monday morning. Things looking pretty good. Of course, we'll let you know if that changes.
Project Marvel. It's a grand idea that would include a new arena for the San Antonio Spurs. And for the first time, we're hearing directly from Spurs chairman Peter J. Holt. He sat down with me outside his office at the Rocket La Cantera to discuss what a Spurs arena downtown would mean for the franchise, fans, and the future of the silver and black.
Bexar County, I think San Antonio is an amazing, dynamic, diverse, unique, soulful community. And we deserve an urban core that is world class.
Peter J. Holt is all in on San Antonio and hopes the city and county are as well when it comes to the Spurs' future. What were your initial thoughts on Project Marvel?
Incredibly exciting vision for the city and for the Spurs to be an anchor there with a new arena that is fan first, that is accessible and world class is going to be a game changer.
But how a potential new arena will be paid for is still in question. Some estimates say it will be anywhere from $1.2 to $1.5 billion, a dollar amount similar to other new arenas across the country. What would be the message that you have for the taxpayers of Bexar County and for the city of San Antonio?
The formula to build the Frost Bank Center and then to keep it world class for the last 25 years has been a mutually beneficial formula where visitors pay a fee when they come and rent a car, stay in a hotel, and that money is dedicated to ensure that we have world-class venues. We're looking to extend that formula, and we need the help of the community. We can't do it alone.
Do you anticipate that we'll see any sort of tax increases from residents of Bexar County or the city of San Antonio outside the venue tax?
The way it's proposed today is absolutely not. That the burden of the taxes and fees will be on visitors coming to Bexar County, and then the other portion of that will come out of the Spurs. We're absolutely ready and willing to do that once the project cost gets developed and completed.
Holt told me that process will happen in the next 30 to 60 days, and everyone will see all the information. Are there contingency plans for you guys in terms of building a new arena if, for whatever reason, it just does not work out?
This entertainment district, sports entertainment district in the urban core is the absolute priority. We think it makes financial sense. We think it makes community building sense. A world-class arena in the urban core that can be beneficial to all and can increase the economy, that can provide for just numerous uplifts.
Well, our sit down with Peter J. Holt continues tomorrow on GMSA. I asked him why the Spurs are ready to move on from the Frost Bank Center and expanding regionally while trying to stay true to their San Antonio roots.
Well, since we're talking about the Spurs, reports wrapped up over the weekend surrounding Kevin Durant.
Yes.
And it feels like at any moment we could hear of a potential trade for KD.
So it's become ultra clear that Durant has preferred landing spots, and the San Antonio Spurs would be a team that he'd play for long term. So that's according to ESPN's Shams, what is that? Sharina. Okay, there we go. Now, if the Spurs willing to make an offer that the Suns can't refuse, early reports say that no. San Antonio reportedly has primarily made veterans available like Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and Harrison Barnes. Time will tell as we await where the future Hall of Famer ends up.
Of course, he went to college at University of Texas, so we'll see. Tonight in Oklahoma City, the Thunder will try and take their first lead of the NBA Finals, while the Pacers are looking to head back home, one win away from a title. The series has been back and forth, with OKC winning most recently in Indianapolis. So here it is. It's a best-of-3 series now. Game 5 will tip off tonight at 7:30 right here on KSAT 12.
All right. What about them boys, man? The Dallas Cowboys have done a great job with adding playmakers to the offense this offseason.
Yeah, so the front office has also made commitments to their existing skilled players, like signing Cavante Turpin to a 3-year, $13.5 million contract.
So Turpin has been a jack of all trades for the Cowboys and this upcoming season. It's possible that we'll see an expanded role for Turpin out of the backfield.
We'll see.
Second season of Netflix's Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders reality series takes the field this week.
And here's CNN's Rick Damigello with what to expect, including an introduction to new and seasoned professionals.
We are really excited that there's a lot of new girls. Every year the talent just gets better and better and better.
America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders brings audiences behind the scenes of the world-renowned cheer squad.
We've always been told there's 100 more girls who would love to do this job.
Here are some of the cheerleaders fans will meet this season.
I'm Charlie, and I'm a current rookie on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Hi, I'm Armani, and this is my 5th season as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and this is my rookie season.
Hi, my name is Jada, and I am also a 5th year on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Everyone's gonna say, well, they're just cheerleaders. Well, we're really good cheerleaders.
The pressure doesn't go away. We just cut a good one.
Well, you get to see me cry more than normal. I don't know why. I'm just more emotional this year. Some of the stories, I think, they're very bold.
There's nothing like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
We've officially covered the entire Cowboys franchise here in the last few minutes, including the cheerleaders. It's 9:39 right now, 79 degrees, and you are still watching GMSA at 9, and we appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pigeons are a New York staple, according to some. And this weekend, they shine a Pigeonfest, where thousands gather to find the city's best pigeon. Who will take the crown? We'll find out after the break. Pigeons.
Thank you.
I know, I've got to work it on it, but pigeons are much of a fixture of New York City as the Empire State Building. But over the weekend, those pigeons took center stage at another New York fixture.
Thousands attended a new event called Pigeonfest, which looked to crown the greatest New York pigeon of them all. So here's ABC's Danny New.
Can you get more New York than an event called Pigeonfest? Over the weekend, thousands gathered to celebrate the bird with an estimated local population of 9 million. It was held next to a 16-foot pigeon sculpture at a park called the High Line, and festivities included games, merch, and most notably, a contest called the Pigeon Impersonation Pageant.
I just thought, oh my gosh, I have to take part in this.
Miriam here not only took part in the pigeon pageant, she took first place, earning the official title of Top Pigeon of NYC.
I really had no idea who was going to win. And especially through the costume, my vision and my hearing are very limited.
Miriam is a British artist who has lived in the city for 11 years now, and originally spent 4 weeks building her costume out of chicken wire and paper mache for Halloween. Also, here is video of her riding the subway, which New Yorkers probably didn't blink at. But thankfully, she held on to that costume, and Saturday she was put to the test, competing with 6 other pigeon enthusiasts. They were judged on plumage, aesthetic, and one emphatic performance.
Doing the pigeon.
Miriam went with Bert's iconic Doing the Pigeon dance from Sesame Street. Others chose a more avant-garde approach, having pieces of bread thrown at them. But what may surprise you is that, according to its organizers, Miriam will be the only winner of the Pigeon Impersonation Pageant ever.
Wait, we sequel everything. You're not doing this again?
No.
Why?
Because we don't repeat ourselves at the High Line. You own this title.
Wow, that's really, to know that is incredible.
I did ask Miriam how she plans to display her new pigeon trophy, and she said she plans to build a nest for it, because of course that's her plan. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
All right, hear me out.
Go ahead.
I was totally expecting like at least some pigeons to be like put on the grill or something, like in a festival like that.
Oh.
You think about it, chicken on a stick. Hey, y'all better leave me alone. You eat the chicken on a stick. You got like a turkey leg. There's a pigeon chest out there somewhere, like a quail.
Not that I know of.
No.
You wouldn't eat a pigeon bird?
I would not. No. I would not.
What about a flamingo?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Something wrong with y'all. Okay, moving on. We got. No, look, somebody.
Well, that might be true, but I don't know.
They probably think there's something wrong with me out of everybody. Okay,
well,
see, there we go.
See, you got them all rolled up.
All right, San Antonio Zoo out there. We got 79 degrees outside. Humid. It was very humid yesterday, Justin. At one point in time, I tell you, it felt like I was in an oven.
It was very sauna-like. That duck, what is he doing?
Which one? The one that's
He's
closing?
just laying out right there.
His wings. I'm intrigued. By the way, I was just telling Jaffney, I looked it up. Pigeons are very smart. Smart animals. One of the smartest birds.
I'm telling you, there have got to be, like somebody has got to have made them into some type of dish.
Okay.
I'm going to look this up. I have to.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah, I mean.
But not for me, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. I'll pass.
All right. San Antonio has got 18.93 inches for the year. The average is 14.52. So for the first time in a long time, we are above average. In fact, 4 inches above average. Austin's still below average. Del Rio, they picked up a little bit, but you're still about 5 inches below average. So, good to see that we're in the green. We'll see if it stays that way throughout the summer. Yesterday helped us. Nicole sent this in. And this was after the rain had passed, but we got some mammatus clouds, which they looked beautiful in the sky yesterday. Yes, I agree, Nicole. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. And by the way, you get those sometimes around thunderstorms. You get the turbulent air above, and it creates that interesting cloud structure. All right, rainfall to date. So from January 1st until now, where do we stand? Well, again, we're at 18.93. You compare that to previous years where we were at this time. Last year we were at 13.71, so we were right about average last year. And then if you remember, summer hit and rain just kind of fell off. 2023 we're at 12.7. 2022 was a horrible year. We were at 4.58. We didn't do much better than that throughout the rest of the year. 2021 is really the only other year where we were above average at this point. So it's been several years since we've had rainfall like this. And I don't know that we'll see much today, although I can't rule out a stray shower or storm. Futurecast shows that. If we do see one, it will be quick, short-lived, probably very isolated, but the chance is there. We're going to put it at 10%. And I think after today, high pressure kind of nudges in and takes rain chances away. Noon time, 86. We'll be up around 94 this afternoon. There's your 10% chance of rain. Do know that heat indices will be up above 100 in many cases. All right, the upper level flow. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but there is our heat high. It had been staying away. It does try to start to nudge in next few days. It doesn't necessarily sit right over top of us, but it does build north by the time we get into Friday and the weekend. And as we explained earlier, that sets up where we may see flow from east to west. And sometimes we can get these little disturbances in the Gulf, not necessarily tropical waves, but just little swirls that can bring us some rain and some isolated showers and storms to South Texas. That looks like it starts to kick in by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everything we see will be very isolated. We'll also have to watch for the sea breeze, which develops right along the coast and pushes inland. But either way, this will give us a small chance for an isolated shower or storm. So again, that starts Thursday, which is Juneteenth. Summer officially starts Friday at 9:42 p.m. And then we get into the weekend with those small rain chances. And it does drag temperatures down a little bit. We don't have any triple digits in the 7-day forecast, which is great because if memory serves last year at this time, we were starting to talk about the old triple digits.
Now we're looking good.
Yeah,
it's the
I'll
summertime.
take this. I'll take it.
Yo, the edible version of a pigeon is a squab, by the way. So it is a thing, a squab. Yes.
I did not know that.
I know. I'm
Learned
pretty sure Gordon Ramsay has lit up 1 or 2 of those. Either way, let's get out to our friends over at SA Live at 9:50. How y'all doing?
I can tell you, we brought some girl power on the show today. She's one of the women to join the world famous Harlem Globetrotters, and she is here today and in town for a special event.
That's right, Elijah Porter, known as Ace with the Globetrotters, and let me tell you, she's got some skills. We're bouncing into Monday, right? Yes. Okay, how many world records?
I have 4 Guinness World Record titles.
Woo! Wait till you see what those are in, and then wait till you see what her favorite trick shot is.
Yes. Now, what are you going to teach us? You're going to teach us something.
I'm going to teach you a little
That's all we're going to say, right?
That's it. I'm going to 2 sums.
Not just 1.
Yeah, 2 sums.
Okay, you think we got it? We'll take a shot at it. Yeah, I'm throwing in all the puns.
Shot in the dark, Jen. Okay, all right. Well, we are getting ready to blow your minds with mad science of Austin and San Antonio, ladies and gentlemen. On Andrea Cook is here.
Oh.
And she's going to show you ways that your kids can have fun all summer long.
That's right.
Something about balloons.
Yes,
a little something,
yes.
something
A little
about balloons.
something, two somethings. Yes, I love that she does summer camps as well. And parties now. Maybe you're hungry after the party. Here's somebody that's good to know. We've got our amazing local chef joining us today to show us her new cookbook, right?
Yes, Edible Bites is on sale right now.
All right, and the new cookbook, Chef Sarah is sharing a few recipes. I'm actually going to attempt to do that, right?
You can do it. I have faith in you.
I have faith in you too,
I'm a little nervous.
Just take 7 times.
The faith helps. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, well, if you think overworking is the only way to succeed, this expert says, think again. The expert we're going to talk to is calling out toxic productivity, and her advice might just save your sanity if you look like those folks there.
I know, love the stock footage. But you know, when we chat with the anchors earlier, I think this is something relatable. Anybody, it doesn't matter what you do, any job. So how do you balance life and work? All of it in the cycle.
Question.
The cycle, yes. We want to know. Scan the QR code. Maybe we will take from that, right?
I need all the advice I can get, right? All right, and all that and more when SA Live continues in just a few.
See you then.
The live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon is a global box office success. And while writer-director Dean DeBlois did the original animated version, he had never done a live-action movie before. He told us how he convinced the studio to give him the job.
Because I know this world, I know where the heart is. So if you're going to do it, please consider me as the director and the writer. Even though I hadn't made a live-action film, I could guarantee that we would translate all of the wonder and the feeling from that animated movie onto the live action screen.
A new vinyl EP from Bono's one-man stage show Stories of Surrender has just been released. The disc features new live recordings of 3 U2 songs, Desire, The Showman, and Sunday Bloody Sunday. A digital version is also available for download. Stories of Surrender is currently streaming on Apple TV+.
You're the matchmaker. You want a drink?
Sure, Coke and beer.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, John.
Dakota Johnson plays a matchmaker torn between Mr. Perfect and her ex-boyfriend in Materialists. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
All right, summer is here, and while many of us are planning vacations, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is facing a very serious challenge, and they need your help. During the summer break, blood donations tend to decline, and as summer activities increase, so does the likelihood of accidents, making blood donations crucial. Together, KSAT Community and the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center are organizing a blood donor registration phone bank on July 1st. Representatives from the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center will be available to answer questions and register donors. The phone lines will be open from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. that day on the 1st. We have details about that drive on ksatcommunity.com.
All right, let's talk about Project Mend for a second. It's starting a series of collection drives to give the gift of mobility to those in need. They got the first Gear Up for Mobility event held on Saturday, June 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's where donors are encouraged to bring those gently used medical equipment like wheelchairs, rollers, and power scooters to New Braunfels City Hall. All donations will be given to those who need them the most. We've got all those details that you need to know at ksatcommunity.com.
All right, back outside one more time to show you the roads. It's been a pretty uneventful, crash-free Monday morning so far, and you can see for yourself out there, not an accident to be found on any of these cameras that were cycling through 1604 at Gold Canyon. Had a stalled vehicle pulled over to this side earlier, but otherwise, again, a lot of room for people to move around, and the weather looks perfectly fine to drive in right now.
Exactly. I think people have a case of the Mondays. I think we all have a case of the Mondays. But it's okay because, yeah, the weather won't be so bad today. 94 is where we're headed this afternoon, 10% chance of rain. Warm next few days, and then we'll get some more rain chances back in the forecast. Just 20%, though, going into the weekend.
Well, coming off of Father's Day, I think it took me a little extra to get the ball rolling.
Me too, man. Me too.
All right.
It's always Tuesday.
Well, guys, let's head on out to our friends over there at SA Live where they're talking about balance.
celebrating San Antonio with the city's #1 lifestyle and variety show. This is SA Live.
All right, let's spin this. Instead of a case of the Mondays, how about a motivational Monday? Happy Monday. We've got one of the pros here with the Harlem Globetrotters.